Ben and Frankie parted with 500 quid for this chav-tastic Citroen Saxo VTS. She might not be a runner and be confused as to her colour, but with so many add-on accessories, she could still yield plenty of profit. The easiest sell should be the imitation racing seats. But they'll also be looking to cash in on over-the-top exhaust, and if they can get the engine started, they could be quids in. But on day one of the dismantle, a familiar foe has returned to haunt them.
Is that the old Bill? When we first got the car back in the workshop, the alarm just kept going off and off and off.
What's that? What's that?
It was doing everything but what we wanted to do, which was just shut up.
Do you know what this is?
No.
Tremendously annoying.
It wouldn't shut up, and we didn't know why it wouldn't shut up.
Why does it keep making that noise, Ben? I don't know. What's that?
It kept locking the doors. We were trapped in.
When that central locking thing went down, pshong, it was locked down. We was locked in. Should we take the battery out? There was only one way out, and that was through the window for me because, you know, and like it was like a bad episode of The Great Escape. I was like Steve McQueen, overweight Steve McQueen.
After escaping from the car via the emergency exits, we disconnected the battery.
Ben, I can't get out.
Across the yard, George and Sheldon have a clear plan of action.
Right, should we get on with the main event of the day? Engine and box.
Come on then, let's roll her back.
And it's a sensible policy. That red-top engine will be the centrepiece of their business plan, and they'll hope to bump up takings with wheels, body kit and seats. And it's an inquiry about the seats that forces Sheldon and George to refocus their efforts.
The seats are fantastic. Yeah, there's no rips or tears. No, there's no foam coming through them. I'm not sure what the runners are, but they've been modified to fit into the Corsa. Yeah, give me a call and let me know what time you want to pop over. Great stuff. Bye. Right, George, we need to get these seats out. We've got a fella who's just rung up about them and he said he definitely wants them. God knows why, because I think they're hideous. Hey, how do they come out?
Should we just take it off with the runners?
What do you need? Tell me what you need and I'll get them.
Phillips screwdriver.
Yeah. What, a big one or a little one? Or mine, medium?
Number 2. I need a TX40 and an extension. Actually, no, I won't have an extension for now. Got that Phillips.
Yeah. I mean, in what world does this colour turquoise and blue go together?
Well, it's good enough for your suits, Sheldon. Sheldon might not be a fan of racing seats, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And here comes the potential beholder.
My name's Scott. I've came to look at some Corsa seats and hopefully I can get a good deal with them. I'm looking to pay about £40 to £50.
Well, I was hoping to get about 80 quid for them, to be honest.
I was thinking more like 50, mate, to be honest with you.
I'm not going to give them away, even 50 quid. You ain't going to get seats like this for 50 quid, are you? Come on.
Well, if you think about it, they're faded. It's got a little bit here. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to have to buy a dye for them. 60.
I don't know. I must be going soft. You seem like a nice enough fella. You could have them for 70 quid.
Do you know what? 70. Yeah, mate.
Yeah?
Sweet.
70 quid for the seats is a good start, but profit is still a long way off. Luckily, Sheldon is like a coiled spring.
Do you want to end up?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Meanwhile, Frankie and Ben are also interested in seats.
What do you want me to do, Dave, Ben? Get in the way?
Yeah, if you could.
But they could be looking at a far more attractive return than their opponents.
Do you know these seats, Frankie?
Go on.
I checked how much they were new. How much? 680 quid each.
What are they worth now?
You would get maybe 300 quid for them.
What, for the lot?
For the lot. For the two front ones. The back rear, very attractive seat cover, may be worth substantially less.
With the seats out, it's over to Frankie to maximise the return on a deal with the befringed potential buyer, Johnny.
Johnny, get in that seat and sit down, my little love. Imagine driving down the road, John. John, all that, look, skidding. All that. Imagine that, Johnny. Stay there, love, because I think they suit you. Because you can have these as a job lot. What sort of money are you looking at, John?
Have a seat. Let's talk business.
I can't get in, John. I'm all right getting in, getting out. I am not going to let these go for no less to you for less than 2,500, Nicker. Johnny, to you.
To me?
To you.
2.5.
Yes or no? Yes
right.
or no?
You
Yes,
got it.
right. Class yourself a very lucky man. You can take these away for 2,500, Nicker.
Well, there, mate.
Thank you very much, Johnny.
2,500 quid for the seats means that Frankie and Ben have already recovered half their stake. But keen to keep up the good work, they're assessing the sales potential of the engine accessories.
Right, we've got to get the extras off, Frankie. All these little bits and pieces you put on. Strut brace first.
Strut brace.
Strut brace.
What does that do?
Well, it braces your struts. And that means that you improve your handling because you've got your two towers, top of your suspension, you want to keep them located. Now, high cornering speeds, you can twist the chassis a little bit, so that basically just ties them together and increases the torsional rigidity of the car. That improves your handling. But on this one, I think it might be for show. Can I get to... Once we've done that, we've got these just aluminium covers. It's just covering your fuse box panel and your brake reservoir there.
So what next, Ben?
Well, we've got this beautiful induction kit.
What sort of money are they worth?
In this condition, not a great lot. There we go. We have got a raising vault stabiliser.
I've drawn it. This is a vault stabiliser. Roughly translated, that means it stabilises vaults. I can't emphasise that enough. Vault stabiliser.
On the other side of the yard, with only £70 in the bank, George and Sheldon are already playing catch-up and need a decent sale. They know that their biggest ticket item will be the iconic red top engine, but to gain access, they need to remove some bodywork.
Yeah, can do. Get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Might as well get that off and all, mate. Oh, it's nearly off.
Back in the day, years ago, I used to work for a Vauxhall garage when the 16-valve GTE first came out. These used to rival the RS Turbo, the Ford Escort RS Turbo.
I've done one bolt.
Removing the bonnet will require a bit more work and give Sheldon the chance to admire the spannering skills of the Corsa's previous owner.
Look at all this tape there. Why would you do that? You'd just go down a scrapyard and get a new hose, wouldn't you?
We've got a roll of tape on it.
Ready? Right. Let the dog see the rabbit.
It might be the red top engine that Sheldon's pinned his hopes on, but an internet auction nets a useful 46 quid for the bonnet. Meanwhile, Ben is busy stripping the back end of the Saxo. Most of the parts are going on the shelf for Frankie to take to market. But some are being stripped to order.
What, just the rear lights? Is that all? Well, you know, money's money. Look after the pennies and the pound notes to look after you, won't they? Well, themselves. Lovely. Lovely. Marvellous.
The lights have interested an old friend of the Otway family, Hannah, who's brought boyfriend Brandon and mum Sue for support.
We've come down to get some rear lights for a Saxo for Hannah's first car. Frankie's an old friend, hoping to have him over a little bit on the lights.
So, we have got the Essex mob. I would have said boys, but we haven't, have we? We have got a mixture. We have got a mixture from Essex, right or wrong?
Right,
You're
sort
right.
of.
Correct answer. Lights. I'm looking at a bullseye. That's 50 shots, Hannah.
I'm not paying 50 quid for those.
Why not?
Because, look at them.
Because
It's a liberty.
it's a liberty.
Yeah,
It's a bit of a liberty.
Yeah.
Yes. I ain't being Who's give you permission to pick them up when they don't belong to you?
Well, we've got to have a look.
At the moment.
We've got to make sure they ain't broken or nothing.
No, they ain't broken, Brandon. And I'll tell you why they ain't broken. Because we have took every care and consideration in stripping them out of the car. Yes. Now, they're on the floor down here for a reason. Look, I'm going to renegotiate and it's going to go downwards. I ain't going that way, it's going down. If I said a pony, that's 25 shots. 25 between the three of you, that's Trez.
20.
20? Yeah. No, I don't do 20, Sue, because it interferes with calculations. And there is a pony there now, is it?
No, that's
for
our lunch.
No, it is for your lunch. But I have lunch and all.
With friends like that, who needs enemies? 20 quid is better than nothing and means that Ben and Frankie have made a good start, whilst George and Sheldon have some catching up to do. It's day 2 out of 3 as our teams attempt to profit from breaking heavily modified standard road cars. George and Sheldon splashed 600 notes on a tastefully turquoise Vauxhall Corsa. On day 1, they sold the front seats for £70 and the bonnet for a further 46 quid. Ben and Frankie picked up a two-tone Citroën Saxo VTS for £500. They enjoyed a more fruitful first day than their opponents, shifting the seats for 250 quid and the rear lights for 20. And it looks as though they could be about to extend that lead. Ben is removing the Saxo's steering wheel, which Frankie plans to add to a sales bundle.
Starter box, lovely. Rear speakers, gorgeous. Tweeters and subs, absolutely. Steering wheel, yes. Neons, what do you mean neons? Everyone's got neons now in these motors. They've all got them. You got it, brother. I'm coming to you. That's official. I'm coming to you.
The meeting with the potential punter will take place at a London location that's achieved iconic status in British social history. It's the Ace Cafe, managed by Darren Williams.
Ace Cafe London first opened in 1938. Back in when rock and roll was first being established, you couldn't go to a bar, club or anything like that, so we had jukeboxes, and this is pretty much where rock and roll carried on from.
It also serves tea and grub, which is just as well. Frankie's buyers running late.
Oh, I've been here since quite early this morning. I wasn't quite anticipating him being so late. And, what do you do when you're waiting? That bit of breakfast was lovely. Ain't any chance of a nice little sausage sandwich, is there, love? And can I have a sausage and mash, please? Super.
With a coronary just around the corner, the punter's arrival could be life-saving. Here's Jim. What is it with these cars and fringes?
How many speakers have you got exactly?
I've got 10 in total.
You got 10?
To get some more.
You've got 10 speakers. Can you give me a little blast so I can start making shapes out here, cutting them rough?
Yeah, if you want, mate.
10. Give it some, Jim. Go on, son. Go on, my son. Go on, Jim. Bang it up there, boy. Jim, turn it down, Jim. I can't hear myself. Turn it down, Jimmy. Jim, turn it down, Jimmy. Jimmy, turn it down, please. Now, Jim, that's proper loud, Jim. That's proper loud. Let's talk about money, Jim. I know it's a tough subject. Jim. And that's a lovely bit of hair you got there, boy. Let's talk about pound notes, right? For that lot there, 1.5. That's 1.5. That's 150 nicker to you, Jimmy boy. 150, Jim.
I don't know. I think that's a bit much, mate. I'll give you 100 quid.
You want to give me 100 quid, Jim? That's the liberty. 125, Jimmy. 1.25 to you. Right or wrong, Jim? Right or wrong? Jim.
That sounds about right.
That sounds right, Jimmy. Have you got the money? Have you got the money on you?
125 quid for an assortment of audio accessories, starter box, steering wheel and fire extinguisher means Frankie and Ben are close to breaking even. Back at the yard, George and Sheldon are in desperate need of a big sale. George is busy removing the heavily modded Corsa's uprated exhaust. It should sell, but is unlikely to be a game-changing part. Fortunately, the next stage of the dismantle will liberate the all-important red top engine.